This is the president on August 9th.
We all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all enjoy the same.
And this is 10 days later.
Biden failed totally on the pandemic.
These are conversational fillers. Little phrases we spit out to give our brain a chance to catch up with our mouth. Like, yes.
One president, two fingerprints.
But it's a few words, right? I mean, how much can...
Check this out. 2 press conferences. July 31st, September 1st. See his fingers clasped? Left thumb on top versus right thumb on top. Same person never does this differently. It feels wrong. What if the president isn't the president?
Look, if the commander-in-chief is an imposter, and he's the one that ordered the attack, we have to assume that there's no one we can trust.
There is one man. There's a reason we call ourselves Joes. Hello?
Here's the deal. Hi, folks.
Sorry.
Hey, what's up and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I'm finishing out my G.I. Joe series rewatch. Hope you liked my G.I. Joe Biden intro there, but yeah, this is the second live-action G.I. Joe film, G.I. Joe Retaliation. Continuing right along from where we last left off, the President of the United States has been replaced by a Cobra imposter, and he plans global destruction and the end of the Joes in the process. The G.I. Joes must team up with an adversary to save the day once and for all. So out of all 3 G.I. Joe films at this point, I'd say that this one is the one that I'm most familiar with, as maybe a third of it I remembered pretty much verbatim, and most of what I personally remembered had to do with the action and not so much the plot. But I did also remember the President Doppelganger bit. One of the scenes that stuck out to me the most the first time that I saw it, as well as today, is the ninja fight on the side of the mountain, where all these ninjas are holding onto cords on the side of a mountain, running back and forth while fighting. It is honestly very exciting, and I'd say probably the most memorable scene out of any of the live-action Joe's films. Besides just that one scene, the action alone is better shot, better choreographed, and edited much better than its predecessor. All around, this film is easily a better film than the first one. A part of that had to do with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being the main character this time around, as he kind of replaced both Channing Tatum and Marlon Wayans' role in the first movie. As usual, he is charming and kicks major tail from beginning to end. But like the first, I would say that it's still a movie deeply focused on action and action alone, as the story is still nothing crazy memorable, and the villains are still pretty shallow and cartoony. Though I will say the fight scenes between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow are still always fun to watch. They always have been. Also, while the first movie was drowning in bombastic CGI action, this one took a step back from that this time around. There was still specific scenes here and there that certainly had a lot of CGI moments, but the entire film didn't seem to be as saturated as the first. And so I definitely appreciated that. What about Bruce Willis's role? Funny enough, I did remember him being in this movie, but I couldn't remember what role he played. And of course, it's the Joe role, the reason why they call themselves G.I. Joes or whatever. He actually did a pretty good job. He was only slightly calling in the performance, but I still believed him in the role. And it's been a pretty long time actually since I've ever really loved him in a movie. Probably helped that he wasn't a main character though. Overall, this is a very fun movie in my experience. I think The Rock definitely helped out with his winning charisma. He fit the movie so much better than Channing Tatum ever did. And the little screen time that he actually shares with Channing in this movie was pretty great actually. Made Channing seem much more likable in general. But is it a movie that I'm clamoring over myself to see again? Not really. Even though I had fun with it, it's still nothing that you have to see. I'm sure that I'll watch the movie again in another 10 years, I don't know. But until then, let's take a look at my final score for a second. From a strictly technical, unbiased vantage point, G.I. Joe Retaliation is still an action-packed film that is indeed shot and edited well. Some of the visuals are tacky and predictable, while others are better than you would actually expect. Our characters are still not as memorable as I feel like the franchise wants them to be, other than Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. So technically that's going to affect my character's subscore. Overall, at the end of the day, my technical score is 76%. My bias score, or just how I felt about it in general, is something similar because I definitely had a great time with the movie. It's exciting, the characters are fun and likable, and some scenes are memorable overall. Again, nothing I'm dying to see over and over again, but definitely something that stands out to me much more than the first. My score here is 78%. When we combine the two scores together, we come to the final rating of 77%. 77 out of 100 possible stars, or a B-letter grade. Guys, what do you think about G.I. Joe Retaliation? Let me know in the comment section down below, and as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come up with my next review, and until then, peace out.
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert. He is the #1 critic that I go to when I need